Hey guys, I just had a healing tip that I wanted to share um, this morning as I was spending time with the Lord, just processing things. This thought came to mind that was like, why, why did I not see Jesus or experience His presence then in a painful moment? Um, and so, like, as I'm healing through things and still processing memories, this thought comes to mind often. It's like, man, I wish things were different back then, to where I would have been more mature or more aware of God's presence then. And so this question is, Jesus, why did you let me go through this pain? Why couldn't we go through? Why couldn't I be protected by you then? And so I think a lot of people ask that, and I asked Holy Spirit about it, and He began to speak to me about the beauty and the necessary process and the advantage of going through pain like that, for some really good reasons. For one, we share in Jesus' life, but we also share in His death, His sufferings, and His resurrection. And so there is a closeness to Jesus that we can experience when we suffer in moments in the past. And, you know, we can get healing now if we access His healing power, if we access His presence now. And so it's a beautiful thing to get healing now. But also, it wouldn't matter if you would have been mature enough back then or aware of God's presence back then or not, because either way, God's able to redeem time. He's outside of time. And so that's what He was showing me, is there is no disadvantage of you experiencing pain, healing 20 years later from something or whatever. God can redeem time. He's not bound to it. We are, but He's not. But we're hidden in Him. And so a moment in His presence, again, a moment in His presence can change eternity for anyone, can change things around just like that. And so if you watched my 344,000 hour last live video about my healing process, I mentioned some things about that. So I don't know, maybe take a year and a half off work and maybe watch through that. And I think there's some good pointers in there that I think people would enjoy and appreciate. So I appreciate the feedback off that too. I'm really hoping and praying that that video helps people, encourages people to really like step out and get healing and just walk through it, because it's awesome. So anyways, I just wanted to share that tip. When we experience Jesus in painful memories, when we process pain in His presence and we see Him and He speaks to us in those past moments, if that fear ever comes up, or if that worry comes up, like, Jesus, I kind of wish you were there back then. I wish you would have made yourself aware to me like you did now back then. What else do I have to experience in the future? What other pains am I going to have to experience? Like pain is hard, and it's like our nature is to avoid it. But let me encourage you, it's okay to share in His sufferings, because there's a sweetness, there's a closeness that we can experience with Him when we get in His presence at any time. Because our time's linear, His time is not. He was the Lamb slain before the foundation of the world. So this whole picture of Jesus on the cross, shedding His blood for this better covenant, this ministry of reconciliation and forgiveness, this was planned before we ever existed. This was Jesus' posture, to be a laid down lover to His Father, to submit to His Father, to submit to His Father's will, to bring us into the family, to bring us into the kingdom. That's amazing. So there is a beauty in suffering. There's a beauty in pain. And it's really hard to grasp your mind around this. I mean, even when we're seeing things on TV with horrible things happening around the world, and so yeah, I'm still processing through that. Fear is very real, And anyways, I just wanted to encourage you guys. You win either way. Jesus won. He wins either way, whether you're getting healing now or whether you were mature enough to be protected then. It doesn't matter. It's still a narrative that He's showing you. It's this narrative of love. It's this thread in your life, like Jesus says, I love you. That is His posture for all eternity. I love you. and his love for us is eternal. There is no beginning and end to it. And so, anyways, I just want to encourage you with that. So, as you're healing, as you're going through this healing process, perhaps with me or later, just remember, if you ever get that thought, hey, Jesus, why weren't you there then? Just think that, it doesn't matter. He's outside of time. And also, pain is necessary, and there's a beauty in it. There's a necessary process to go through. And it does involve sharing in Jesus' life, but also his death, resurrection, and his suffering. Love you guys.